Look what's behind me, y'all. 500 Pearl Street. We have renamed this the Diddy Building. Yes, I am back. I know when you guys watch this back, you hate when I wait for so many people to come in, but we haven't gone live in a while, so I want to wait a little minute or so before I start giving you guys the tea. I just touched down, landed in New York City, right in front of 500 Pearl Street, where Diddy will meet his fate tomorrow. I have a lot of information for you guys. Breakdown. I have been keeping my ear to the streets for the short time that I've been here. Fresh off the plane, didn't even change yet. What up, Tez? Because I wanted to come and give you guys the latest. I've been telling you guys for the past couple of days, stay tuned and get ready for the lives. And of course, as always, I don't disappoint. I am here. Gran said, I like you, Trent Out Loud. I like you too, Gran. What up, Ray? What up, Felicia? What up, Peggy? What up, Miss International? Hey, I remember you, Miss International. What up? What up, what up, what up? Say it loud. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but K-Love, what up? Anna, what up? All right, waiting for a little bit more people to come in. Guys, I got some breaking information. As you guys can see, I'm the first content creator here. CNN, all of them, that's where all the tents used to be. They are not here. No content creators here. There's one or two kind of line sitters, but that is it. From what I know, I'm the first content creator here going live. I did see one or two people that I saw here from last time that they're kind of poking around to see what's going on. But here on point is your boy, like I promised you guys, all right? Trent Out Loud, the Trent Out Loud show on YouTube, okay? All right, enough people are in now. I'm gonna start going because I know you guys are here for the tea. Grace, what up? Felicia, what up? What? I pray through his situation he has learned a lesson and does right. That's what we're gonna talk about today, huh? Hey, good to see you back. What up, Miss International? I already said hi to you. Dr. Flores, what up? Mary, what up? All right, I'm gonna get to the chat. Because like I said, this is my first live. I want to talk to you guys. I haven't talked to y'all in so long. Yes, we do see each other in the comment section from time to time. But hey, Rochelle, what up? Sally Rose, what up? Good to see you back. Glad to be back, man. For my day ones, I'm looking to see if I see Ben yet. I don't know if Ben will come out and make an appearance. You know, Ben is like an afternoon, evening type of rat. Even when I was here in the morning and lunch, he never came out. He normally comes at around 5 or 6 o'clock to get his food, or I don't know, maybe take care of his kids. I don't know what he's doing, but I'll keep a lookout to see if I still see Ben. This is the place that I came out and did all my lives, all right, for those who don't know or are new to the channel. Okay. So, what you guys are here for, breathe the fresh air. Listen, it's in New York City, okay? It's not very fresh. It's a little smoggy out here right now. I'm actually a little hot in this crew neck. Okay, what we are here for, we will talk after and joke around after. I really want to give you guys some tea, okay? Just a quick recap, because a lot of people are confused. And I think a lot of this confusion is actually gonna hurt Diddy. I told you guys 2 days ago on our normal recorded show of Diddy possibly getting out tomorrow, more than likely getting out tomorrow. That's what I was hearing. Diddy's team had some activity during the week, and the judge has kind of maybe changed his tune a little bit. There's some rumors, and everything is alleged right now because I don't want to get sued, and I'm right here at a court. I don't want them to just drag me in. But I'll let you know some facts, and then I'll let you know what the streets are saying, okay? Now, I want to go over something that I was just speaking to somebody out here who I can't name, but somebody who knows the case perfectly well. Hold on, let me just clean my camera. All right, and then after, stay tuned, because I want to know what your opinion is. I know a lot of you, most of you still want him to stay and go away. When I go through all of this after, I really want to see, has your opinion changed or anything appears different, okay? So what I wanted to go over with you guys is the reasons why Diddy has been denied bail. Since I was here and the verdict was read out and he beat RICO and he beat the SCX trafficking, force, fraud, and coercion, and he was convicted and found guilty of SCX trafficking, the Mann Act, his team has asked for him to get bail, I think 3 or 4 times. And it's always been speculated, will he get bail, will he get bail? And it's always been emailed back, sorry, bail denied, bail denied, bail denied. Now, A lot of the things that I just found out are going to be reasons that the judge will talk about in sentencing, but there's still a lot of reasons why he won't be sentenced to 5 or 6 years, what the prosecution wants. So I wanted to start by breaking that down, okay? So why he did not get bail. So there's two big reasons why somebody will ever be denied bail. One is that you're a flight risk, and Diddy is rich, he's a billionaire, or even if he's lost some money now, he is still worth close to $500 million. But he said that he would be okay to be tracked, he'd wear an ankle monitor, he'd give up his passport, and it would be supervised. So somebody like Diddy, he's not gonna go anywhere and be able to live somewhere and not be known. He's Diddy. So I don't think the judge was very worried about him being a flight risk. I kind of got that confirmed. But the bigger issue is why a judge will deny bail is that if you are a danger to society, and Diddy, although he wasn't found guilty of any violent crimes, during the case, we heard a lot of situations where Diddy was a danger to society, okay? So just want to break this down. He wasn't found guilty of any violent crimes, but there was a lot of violence in the testimony and evidence, which was never disputed at trial. So let me just break that down. So Mark Agnifilo, his lead attorney, and Tenny Garagos made a decision not to put anybody on the stand on their case. They didn't present a case. If you guys remember, they let the prosecution present. They didn't do anything. Now, while these testimonies were happening, did they object sometimes? Yes, cross-examination, etc., but they never disputed any of the violence, okay? And I'll go over some of the violence, I'm sure some of you guys remember. And one that's really key is that one was very recent. Jane Doe said in 2023 and 2024, Diddy was chasing her around the house and putting hands on her, if you guys remember that. She did admit to say that she was, she initiated it, if you guys remember. She said that something about something on their phone, or she saw something on her phone and he bent down and she kind of like pushed his head down onto the bar or something like that, if I remember correctly. And as a result, Diddy lost it, chased her around the house. Remember, she went outside, got into a car, etc. And then after that whole altercation, she was in the shower, she was bleeding, etc. Then he kind of, you know, allegedly what the prosecution was trying to say was after that, he wanted her to do a freak off. The defense is saying she wanted to freak off. But for that specific example, Diddy's team never put anybody on the stand to dispute that. Diddy didn't go on the stand. Nobody went on the stand to dispute that. So Diddy was on trial for RICO, SEX trafficking, force, fraud, and coercion. He was never on trial for putting hands on anybody. So the jury heard that in their testimony, but the only way they were able to, or they would have been able to use that against them is if they found him guilty of SEX trafficking, force, fraud, and coercion. That would be the force. But they ultimately didn't find him guilty of that. But it doesn't negate the fact that the jury or the judge heard the fact of him putting hands on her. So there's also the Kid Cudi situation. Y'all know about Kid Cudi and the car, which is a violent act. That's something that could be a danger to society. If y'all remember him hanging somebody over a balcony. If you also remember the story about Suge Knight, where somebody said that they saw Suge Knight, they came and they got Diddy, he got into a SUV with a couple of his boys, they had GUNs. And then of course, there's what everybody knows about is Cassie. So you take those 5 things, and again, the prosecution decided not to charge him with any sort of domestic dispute, not to decide to charge him with any sort of battery or DA or whatever. They decided that they wanted to go for the gusto and go for RICO. And if you guys remember, RICO, you have to be guilty of 2 predicate acts within 10 years. And it has to be part of organization. So those independent things that Diddy did that could have been a danger to society, yes, didn't hurt him in the charges that he was, that they were trying to convict him in, but it can be used against them in bail and sentencing, all right? I hope that is clear. I'll get to the comments in a section to make sure that's clear. So in sentencing and bail, it's very different from what a jury can do, or what a jury is doing when they're looking for a guilty or a non-guilty plea. So it's exactly what I just explained. Hey, I'm a juror. Okay, cool. What is the charge? The charge is RICO. Okay, cool. So do I believe that he put hands on Jade? Okay, yeah. Do I believe that he had something to do with the Kid Cudi's car? Yeah, I believe that. Do I believe all of those 5 things? Yes, but is it falling under RICO? Do I believe it was a criminal organization? Do I believe that Bad Boy Entertainment was all set up to do all of these things? No, I think Diddy was just doing that on his own because he was crazy and he was jealous because Cudi was with Cassie. All right, okay, cool, jury, not guilty. And I know some of you might agree with that or not agree with that, but that's neither here nor there. The jury of 12 people, men, women, white, black, etc., they decided that he was not going to be found guilty on RICO. But that is a jury. The judge could take all of those things and apply it to bail or sentencing. Now, stick with me. I know it sounds as if like I'm making a case for Diddy not to be sentenced. I know it sounds like I'm making a case that Diddy's not going to be let out, and I have told you guys that he's coming home soon, but just follow and wait till the end, okay? So a judge can look at that, and like I said, if Diddy's team, defense team, would have put up something to argue any of these points, then the judge may not have been able to look at this because he would have said, the prosecution put on a witness that said A, B, and C. The defense said, no, this is not true. He didn't do this to Jane, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, some people are looking and saying, well, Diddy's team got him off of RICO, but now they might get him sentenced to 5 or 6 years because of all of this violence. You got to pick your pill. I still think that Diddy's team did the right thing. RICO is life. Forced fraud, SCX under forced fraud and coercion, that is a minimum of 15 years. Even if all the rumors and all that stuff is wrong and he gets 5 years, it's still a better sentencing to get 5 years, you might get out in 3 or 4, than to take a chance of being charged for RICO. So I still believe that Tenny and Mark Agnifilo made a decision to not only not say anything about him being a danger to society and violence, but they also admitted it in the closing arguments. I came out here, remember, right in this spot, and I said, Mark's closing argument is probably going to be studied in law schools. It was brilliant. Like, he didn't deny anything. He didn't say anything. He was like, yo, he's not perfect. He does take DRUGs. He was this. He had, a freaky relationship with his girlfriends, and he put hands on them. But this was not SEX trafficking, force, fraud, and coercion. And, if it does not fit, you must acquit, in the words of Johnny Cochran, right? He didn't say that. So let me just get back to my notes, make sure I'm not missing anything. The judge is able to look at all the evidence when sentencing, and opposite from the jury when they have to convict somebody. Okay, I said that already. Okay, the last big thing is, this was big. This is big. Again, you know me, I always give you guys both sides. So this is, everything I've been saying is towards the people who feel like Diddy should be sentenced, like he's a danger to society, and the judge should throw the book at him. And the book would be maximum 10 years for each act under the Mann Act, okay? So this is the arguments for the people who are pro. The last big thing, which is a hurdle for Diddy, is Diddy knew he was under investigation. He knew, his lawyers knew, that's why he was staying in New York. He wasn't traveling. He's like, I know you guys are investigating me. I mean, we all knew, right? They raided his house in May. Of course, once they raid your house, it's not a secret. And I think he only got arrested in September. So we're talking about May, June, July, August, September, 4 months. Now, I remember through all those 4 months, every time you saw Diddy on Instagram or you saw him doing stuff or whatever out at breakfast, I was like, yo, this man is under investigation. What is he doing on Instagram? What is he doing talking to people or whatever? If that was me, I would have stayed in my house and told my whole family to get off the gram, right? But, Diddy's going to be Diddy, right? He loves the spotlight. That's what made him a billionaire. So one of the big things that the judge will look at is not only were you a danger to society, and I heard all of these people testifying it, and your lawyers admitted to it, and nobody was put on the stand to counteract it. The day that you were arrested, you knew that you were under investigation. You knew that you were about to be arrested at any time, and you were doing a freak off, sir. You were in a hotel room doing a freak off. You had DRUGs, and that shows to the judge, that shows to anybody who's looking that you have no regard for the law. It makes it look like he's above the law. And beating these charges now and sending him home will make him feel even more untouchable. So I know most of you know this, but I just want to reiterate and say something. When you send somebody to jail, it's not just, well, you did a crime, you're sending them to jail. It is, but it's deeper than that. The whole point of sending somebody to jail and why there's lengths and terms in jails is because they want to hopefully rehabilitate you, right? They want to send you to jail. Hello, officers. The cops out here love me. They want to send you to jail to rehabilitate you. You're supposed to go. You go to programs. You have time to think. You have time to miss your family members and say, hey, this is not worth it. Look at Bobby Shmurda. Bobby was Bobby. He came out and he's a changed man. You don't see Bobby in the streets. You don't see anything. So depending on how long you stay in there, you realize, hey, I'm not going to come out and do anything. So this is the point, what the judge has to decide tomorrow or sentencing on October the 3rd, right? Is he's not a flight risk, but he is a danger to society. And we do have all of this evidence. The jury couldn't use it, but I can. What am I going to do with it? Okay, so this brings us to the rumor mill. This brings us to the tea, and then I'll go to the comment section, and then we can talk, okay? And then I'll also break down what exactly tomorrow is about and then what October the 3rd is about. So, let me do that now before I go to the tea, okay? Tomorrow, for those of you who follow me every day, I broke this down, but just there's some new people here. Tomorrow will be the judge ruling on Motion 29 rule. What is Motion 29 rule is it is an opportunity for Diddy's defense team to say, hey, judge, before this case goes to the jury, we want to say, regardless of the evidence that was shown, we do not think that the prosecution or the government showed enough evidence to prosecute my client. We don't feel like they did their job properly, basically in layman's terms. And it's up to the judge to look at all the reasons why and to say, yeah, you know what? You charged him with all of these things and you didn't meet your burden of proof. Now, this was done prior. I remember I was there in court. I came out and I told you guys everything about it. When they presented their case, Nicole, I think it's Nicole, no, it's not Nicole Westmoreland. It's Drexler and the other lady. Somebody put it in the chat if you know. Drexler and, not Seinfeld or, not Seinfeld, Trent. Anyways, sorry, my bad. Anyways, they argued it, okay? Somebody will put it in the chat, I will look. So they argued that case, and the judge had up until sentencing to decide. This is now where we start getting into the rumor mill and what I'm hearing, and I can't say who I'm hearing it from, but these are real good, legitimate sources, okay? So, the judge almost was kind of like, I will rule. I'm looking to see if anybody puts her name in the chat, but the judge said the judge has a right to rule on the Motion 29. The defense has to give them the motion before it goes to the jury, but then the judge could take a day or 2 days or all the way until sentencing. So this is what's weird. Now, the sentencing is October the 3rd. I just told you everything of all the reasons why you would think he will be sentenced to at least minimum time served, or i.e. 10 years, which is the mandatory, right? We're gonna get into that, 1 second. The question is that why would he take so long to rule on it? Why would he not just rule on it like he did with the bail, the 4 bail packages that they asked for? They asked for 4 bail packages. He sent them back an email and a letter and said denied, denied, denied. Why is he calling everybody back to this place, people flying in? Again, I'm the first one here. Shout out to the Turn Out Loud show. Why would he be doing that if he wasn't going to let Diddy out? This is the question that everybody has been asking. People on Diddy's team, lawyers, or whatever. It's like, why? And here's another piece of information. This judge has already thrown out a case or dropped the convictions on a Rule 29 before. And when you know that a judge has done that, that heightens the level of possibility that he could do that for your client. And again, I asked a question, and we'll go to the chat and we'll talk, even if the people who want to see Diddy in jail for the rest of his life, why would the judge decide that he wants to rule 1 week before sentencing, and why wouldn't he do it quietly? Why would he have everybody and call everybody back? Okay, let's get into that. Now, I told you guys this about 2 weeks ago, and I told you guys this like a month ago, and people dragged me like, oh, it's not true, whatever. But then Nicole Westmoreland on an interview said, Diddy's team is actively speaking to Donald Trump and Donald Trump's team looking for a pardon or looking for help. That is a fact. You could go and Google that. That's not even a question, okay? They are actively as we speak right now, trying to get Diddy out of jail. So whether that means Team Trump, Team Biden, Team Kamala, Team whoever, Diddy has money, Diddy has resources, Diddy has connections. If you feel like this world just works like on the surface level and things that you see with somebody at the level of Diddy, then hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. That's up to you. God bless you. That's just not how the world works, and you and I know that. So they have been actively trying to get Diddy out. Now, listen to the details of Rule 29. Rule 29, what's up, bro? The details of Rule 29 is that the case and the charges are thrown out. I guess it's kind of like getting a pardon, but not really, because it's actually just thrown out. So Rule 29 is, hey, I know you've been charged for these two things, throw that out. That's why Diddy he doesn't want to just get out of jail. Diddy is a half a billionaire now. He used to be a billionaire. He runs in all these circles. Diddy never had a criminal record before this. A lot of people, that just goes over their head. They don't even think about that. Sean Diddy Combs has a clean whistle. He may have been investigated, looked at back in the day, whatever, blah, 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 but he has a clean record. Do you think somebody like Diddy wants to have a criminal record? Do you think Diddy wants to get out and be on probation? Now, don't get me wrong. He just wants to go home. Obviously, that's what anybody would want. But he wants to get let out on this Motion 29. He doesn't want to wait till next week. So he has instructed his team, and he is spending every single dime that he can so that he can get out tomorrow, all right? And that is from multiple sources that I've spoken to. He's actively, and like I said, nobody thought that he would beat the RICO. Nobody thought that he would beat the SEX trafficking, force, fraud, and coercion. He beat it. He beat it unanimously. Whether you want to say it was the jury, the team, or whatever, we don't know. We'll probably never know, but he beat it. And he only has the two small acts, the Mann Act, which we'll get into. So I say all of this to say that the ruling tomorrow will be probably even more significant for Diddy than the sentencing October the 3rd. Because October the 3rd, if he's sentenced, he will have a criminal record. He'll have to live with that for the rest of his life. Now, of course, you know, he'll still go to Trump and say, can you give me a pardon? And if you get a pardon, that's expunged off of your record, okay? But stay with me. So know that tomorrow, Diddy really wants to have this thrown out so that he completely wins. And anybody who knows Diddy, he wants to win. He always wants to be at top. He's happy that he beat the three, but if he could get off of this completely clear, that's what he would want, okay? So the rumors of him are being released tomorrow. Okay, now here is where things get a little sticky. And again, this is all alleged. And you know, I know Team Diddy watches this and all that stuff. Just stick with me here. All alleged, no cease and desist letters, please. Now, here's the thing. I had heard that the judge was considering, and like I said, why would he call everybody here? There were rumors that he was going to get let out tomorrow, okay? Whatever happened with the judge, if it was a call from Trump, if it was a favor, if the judge said, hey, you know what, Diddy's defense team, you guys are right. The prosecution didn't give enough evidence, and it does fall under Rule 29. He's done it before. Now, what happened, what day is it today, Wednesday? What happened Tuesday? And I told you guys yesterday I was one of the first ones to do it. What happened? Diddy's team dropped a sentencing package along with letters from his mom, Young Miami, et cetera, et cetera. I told you guys yesterday we were the first Instagram page to show you guys the letter of Young Miami. And of course, in the morning time, all the blogs picked it up. Not saying they picked it up from us or whatever, but then they got wind of it and they posted it, right? So shout out to the team, shout out to the plug, appreciate you. Now, having said that, when this package went out, all the shift went over to Diddy's sentencing October the 3rd. Everywhere. This is his sentencing package. The reason why, like, you know, it was 186 pages of all the reasons why the judge should give him 14 months. That was the story yesterday. The story yesterday was, Your Honor, please give Sean Diddy Combs 14 months sentencing and send him home. Now, I know this might get a little bit confusing, but just stay with me here. Diddy's team is doing their job. They're playing, you got to play both sides. We would love to get out on Motion 29, for sure. Then he's totally free, he has no record. But if he's not, we would still like him 14 months. And by the way, 14 months is time served, and he would get out October the 3rd. And by the way, yes, I'll be here October the 3rd if he doesn't get let out tomorrow, okay? So having said all of that, they prepared for both, prepared for tomorrow, and they're also prepared for October the 3rd. But the fact that that went out in the public, and the fact that his lawyers are saying, Your Honor, because of his father, because of his upbringing, because of DRUGs, and because of all of these things that we're gonna show you October the 3rd, it's 186 packages, it's gonna take us the whole day. We would love for you to please not listen to the prosecution and give him 6 years or 7 years. We would like 14 months. Now, if you were the judge and you were considering to rule on motion 29, and now the whole world knows that the lawyers are asking for 14 months, what would you do if you were the judge? Tell me. If you were considering to throw everything out tomorrow, right here, upstairs on the 26th floor, and you're like, you know what? Your argument is correct. The prosecution didn't do a good job, you're out, gone. But now the whole world, the press, ABC, NBC, CBS, YouTube, content creators, everyone's like, yo, Diddy's team's asking for 14 months. So I have said this repeatedly. Diddy's team is great, but sometimes maybe they do too much. And I think that comes down from maybe Diddy, right? Do you know that, like I said, he's on Instagram, he's here, he's pushing, he's this, he likes the attention or whatever. So we will not know until tomorrow what is going down. Let me just say I'm making sure everything. I'm hearing the judge didn't like that because you made a huge deal and everybody, exactly, on row 29. Now, this is another just last little speculation, and then I'll go to the comment section, because I really love when you guys ask me questions and you challenge me, let me know what you think. Now, listen to this. Because this whole thing has come up, and this is alleged, because this whole thing has come up with the judge kind of feeling back into a corner being like, all right, you guys are asking for October the 3rd. It went out to every single media station. Maybe I might not rule on motion 29 like how I would have planned to, but maybe, you see how I told you that nobody's here and nobody's here? Maybe, allegedly, having all that out here was to let people not be here tomorrow to kind of calm down. Oh, she scared the hell out of me. Hi, where are you guys from? England. Wales. I love England, man. Thank you. Bye, guys. Gotta be careful on these New York streets, man. Anybody could run up on you, you know what I'm saying? What was I saying now? Yeah, so it could be, if you guys remember last time when he was found guilty, when he's found not guilty, it was pandemonium outside here. The police, remember, I even got barricaded off. I couldn't even go live. Yo, there's a lot of things that go on. It could be a little bit of a smoke screen. I heard a couple of people canceling, a couple of people are not coming tomorrow. Somebody told me, I can't say the name, but a news station, a very big news station, was supposed to come tomorrow, and they had a line person, but they canceled that line person and are like, yo, we're not gonna come tomorrow because tomorrow's gonna be a small, short day. Now, if the judge lets him out tomorrow and there's only me and maybe a couple of other people, it's gonna be very, very quiet. It won't be pandemonium. The streets won't go crazy. Versus if they do it October the 3rd. So again, that is just alleged. That's like a theory of maybe they're trying to do the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? Or like here, okay, October the 3rd, everybody back, boom, he's coming out tomorrow. But I'll go to the comment section and I'll just take a minute and 10 minutes, so a minute and 10 seconds, so at least I spoke for 30 minutes, and then we'll go to the comment section. I really miss talking with you guys. Just know that Diddy's resources, although that the Young Miami letter, all of this stuff, and all of that character witness, believe me when I tell you that Sean Diddy Combs wants to not just get home. He's a little bit beyond that right now. Diddy is thinking about his comeback. Just trust me. You don't even have to be smart to figure that out. This is Diddy. All right, see, oh no, I thought that was a police coming up. This is Diddy. Look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump, January the 6th happened to Donald Trump, right? He was over, he'll never be in the political arena, whatever, blah, blah. They had, what, 4 convictions, 91 counts. He beat all of them unscathed. Well, I think one he got found guilty, but it was like, I think they've even thrown that out. very, very minor. And look at Trump now. Trump is on top of the world. His son, I just heard, I saw on a plane on some site, his son, I think it's Eric, is a billionaire today. Trump is making more money than ever, and he's at the top of the world. Diddy knows the momentum that he has garnered over this trial. He knows now that a lot of people are not believing a lot of those things that they found in, or not that they found, but that they said in the civil trials, the civil cases. Remember, when this first broke, we didn't know what to believe. We heard celebrities, we heard J-Lo was gonna be involved, we heard LeBron James, we heard this. Hollywood is gonna come down, all the freak-off parties, there's everything, what celeb tapes? There was nothing. The Gloria Stefan, blah, 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 blah. There was nothing. There was no tapes, there was no nothing. It was Cassie, Jane Doe, and a couple other things. Most of those civil cases never made its way to court. And because of that, yes, of course, there's still a lot of people that don't like Diddy, 1,000%, don't get me wrong. But I would say probably the majority, if you look just even at my comment section, just on my last two videos yesterday, you'll see a lot of people say free Diddy, free Diddy, free Diddy. Even I just read one comment before I started talking where somebody was like, yo, I hope he's learned his lesson. You're like, you know what, he spent a year in jail. I don't like what he did to Cassie, but what the prosecution presented, I don't feel like it's RICO and I don't feel like it's SES trafficking. I feel like Diddy's a freaky deaky dude, And I have even said that, and I have been very upfront about it. I know some of you don't like it. I particularly do not believe that Diddy should be sitting in jail right now. Sorry, he's not in this jail, but MDC. I think it's in Brooklyn or the Bronx. In Brooklyn, I think. I don't think he should be in there right now because he was found guilty of the Mann Act. And the Mann Act was a law, a racist law, by the way, so that black men wouldn't be able to go and get white women. And do your research. You could check me on that if you want. It was a law from 1910. And not only does it not hold weight today, but how many people this is what Diddy's in jail for, and I'll close off and go to the comment section. Diddy is sitting out in jail right now, and he was convicted twice for hiring a prostitute in Atlanta, flying him to New York, and him and his girl having a time. Now, again, you know me, I could see both sides. I see all of the Kid Cudi, all the danger, all the violence and all that stuff. But as a jury, and what we are talking about here, for him to be sentenced, not from the judge, but just from us outside here, did he do what he was convicted of? Do you think that he should be in jail for 5 years for hiring prostitutes? And if he did, and if you think that, then do you agree that anybody who flies a prostitute from New York or LA or anywhere out of state should be in jail for 5 years? Ask yourself that. And if you do think that, think of maybe your brother, sister, cousin, or somebody in your family doing something like that and them being in jail for 5 years. Because I know a lot of y'all hate Diddy. Anyways, back to in closing, Diddy really is spending all his resources to come out tomorrow. I'm telling you guys that right now, whether it be Trump, whether it be the lawyers, whether it be connections, he's adamant about not just coming home, but walking away from this unscathed. Do you know what that will do to the legend of Diddy? Just think about that for a second. 15 years, 20 years from now, when maybe he doesn't make it back on top, or if he does, but whatever it is that he decides to do, he beat the United States government on RICO, force, fraud, and coercion, and then he got his case thrown out on a motion 29, and he has no convictions. That would be big. This is what Diddy is going after. There's still people saying that he's gonna come out tomorrow. I'm gonna go to the comment section right now. I'm gonna go get something to eat, chill a little bit, see if I can gather any more information up for you guys, and then I will come back. But I'm gonna go to the comment section right now. But if not, also don't worry, I'm gonna be here tomorrow morning, bright and early. You gotta be careful in New York, bro, not play. You gotta, stay tuned. Court tomorrow is 11 a.m. So I'll do a live before the court starts, and I'll do one after. I think it might be like the whole day, who knows, but if there's a break, I'll come out and tell you guys. All right, somebody said no coffee. All right, Pamela said, love you, Trent. As he should, Rule 29. See, there's support right away. All right, let me scroll up. I'm super excited to get to the comments. Okay, let's talk, guys. Come on, I got time, bro. I got time. I'm here with y'all, all right? We could stay as long as y'all want to chat, ask me what other questions you like. All right, so Vertigo Child said, Trent's still fine. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you, Vertigo. Somebody said sub. Somebody said, Caroline said, yo, yo, yo. I like you, Trent out loud. I like you too, Grand Jurst. I don't know how to pronounce that. My dyslexia, sorry. Oh, shoot, you're back. Yes, Mrs. International. Can't wait to see what happens from Chicago. What up, Chi-Town in the building? Glad to see you in NYC. Blessings to you. Happy hump day. Oh yeah, I forgot it's hump day. Happy hump day. All right, Felicia said, I pray through his situation. He learned, okay, I read that already. Okay, maybe I scrolled up a little too high. Let me get down to some questions. Somebody said, love your tan. Okay, my tan used to be like even more crazier, but yes, it's still here a little bit. Whew. Thank you, summertime. Welcome home, Trent. Breath of fresh air. All right, here we go. Josh said they better not let him out. Josh, tell me why you do not think they should let him out. Please, I would like to know. Hey, Trent, I love the braids. Thank you very much. Somebody recommended me to get them, and I put them in. Kind of getting used to them. Josh said, you looking like Nipsey with those braids. Thank you. Another person said, no, he won't. Another person said, hi, Trent. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Do you think Diddy's going to come out? Do you think he should get out? With all the information that I just said to you, and you know me, I'm fair. I talk the side of why the judge has every reason to keep him in. Yes, he was not found guilty on a lot of the major charges, but there is proof of violence. On the flip side of it, it's a ridiculous act. He's just flying people in, and he served his time, and a lot of people think that he should get out. We're there together, so he knew. What? Hold on. Pamela said, we're in it together, so he knew he was never gonna go inside. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. That's what I've been saying. But hey, Tasha said, good afternoon, Trent. Good afternoon, Tasha. Thanks, Trent. You have really done your research. Thank you very, very much. That's Jonah Anderson. UK in the house. What up, UK? Welcome back to NYC. Long live Diddy. Trent, you are on point. Very clear. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's from Lynn. You're downtown now. I thought it was tomorrow. Yes, I'm just here giving you guys the tea. You know what I mean? I'm working every day, man. That's what I do, okay? I'm here for y'all, man. Somebody said, nice hair. Trent, you're such an inspiration. How to look at life. Love your views. God bless. Thank you, Felicia. Appreciate that. As long as he has lots of money, he's a danger to society. I respect your opinion, Rochelle Green. I don't really think that that's fair. So does anybody that has money, are they a danger to society? I don't really think that's fair to kind of just loop him up in that. I get what you're saying, but, and you know what I say to people like that, think that? Okay, he's a danger to society if he has money. Let me tell you something. If Diddy is a danger to society and he wants to do something, he could still do it from MDC. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what is crazy to me. Like, the fact of you saying how much money he has is proof that he don't need to be out. If he wants to get somebody touched, he could get them touched up in 2 seconds, today, right now. Right now. Like, he has that kind of money. And, he has the kind of money where you're walking on a subway and it's like, oh, a mosquito bit me. And then now, like, like, who knows what happens to you. So, like, in or out, if Diddy wants to do stuff, he can do stuff, man. He's Diddy. Like, I don't subscribe to that. And again, allegedly, not saying that he will do anything. I'm just saying because he has money, he can. Tess says, viewers are not matching the likes. Hit that like button. Yeah, hit that like button. Thanks, Tess. Tess the homie, yo. Diddy needs to do a lot more time because he treats women like ish. And that disrespect, and that disrespect is towards all women. Okay, so Pamela, I totally agree. I don't think anybody would deny that. Diddy's lawyers didn't deny that. And Diddy himself didn't deny that. They chose not to put anybody on the stand. But again, I ask you, if it was your family member, if it was somebody who you know, and they were on trial, and the government of the United States decided to try RICO and decided to try these 5 charges, and none of those charges had to do with how he treated women, and I'm not condoning it at all. Y'all know my history. I do not play with that at all. I'm always standing for all women's rights and have all women's back, and even down to women's sports. Y'all know how I get down. But the reason why I love coming and covering trials or even talking about it on my show is because that's the law. Like, you got to understand the law. And to do or to try him with that situation with Cassie or with Jane Doe, that would be a state case, and it would be something completely different. And there's statute of limitations, and there's, you know, a different thing. The government, the federal government, the Southern District of New York, who's one of the most powerful courts in the world, the most powerful, the Southern District is the most powerful in the States. They're one of the most powerful in the world, and they decided what they wanted to do. So you cannot, I don't think it's fair from a legal perspective. It's like how we're talking about free speech, right? Like, you might not like what Jimmy Kimmel said, or you might not like what Charlie Kirk said, but you cannot stand for one thing one time and then stand for something else another time. If you stand for free speech, you have to be okay with what Charlie Kirk said. I've said that a million times when I was talking about Charlie Kirk. I don't agree with what he said. I don't like what he said about specifically black women. I got a mom, I got a sister, I have a niece. I don't like what he said about black women. As a black man, I don't like some of the things he said about black people. But I believe in free speech, so he can say whatever he wants. And I also respected the fact that he would go and say these things in a discussion. Now, going back to Diddy, you cannot say if your father or brother or something like that, or somebody who you know is on trial and he beats the case and you're like, well, you know, I want him to stay in there. Somebody's like, I want him to stay in there anyways for the stuff that's beyond a statute of limitation and the stuff that should be a state case. It's not fair. So you cannot say that Diddy should be in jail or stay in jail for what he did to Cassie 10 years ago. I know you would like to, but it's just not how the Constitution, it's not how the law is written up. So that's just my opinion. But Pamela, and again, that's why I love going to the comment section. I respect your opinion. I really do. Felicia White says he is a danger to society. Yes, he is. There's a lot of people who are dangerous to society that are walking the streets right now. A lot. So, you know what I mean? Like, again, I understand the judge can use the danger to society, but again, it's not to say like, okay, you've been charged with the Mann Act, but because of all of these things that people testified, again, I know you didn't counteract it. I know you didn't put anybody on the stand, but your lawyer still cross-examined them and found some holes on the balcony, the date, and Kid Cudi, and Kid Cudi was like, he never admitted to me, I don't know. So it's not hearsay, but you know what I mean? So the judge can't look and be like, because of all of these things and I feel you're a dangerous society, now you're gonna get 10 years. And when you look at everybody else that has been tried for the Mann Act in the past umpteen years, they have him sit in jail for 5 or 6 years. So why should Diddy? Because he's a danger to society from what people testified? I think you're going down a slippery slope, man. Just like free speech, what everyone's talking about today. But yes, I do think, and even from what I learned today, like, yes, I understand the judge now. I understand it more today. I understand him taking that in consideration. Don't forget, he's been in jail for 14 months. It's not like he hasn't served time. It's not like he got bail and he's sitting down at home and it's like, yo, like, think about this. Let me put your mind to it like this. If Diddy would have gotten bail and he was not in jail and he was able to fight this at home and then he got sentenced to 14 months, you'd be happy probably. You'd be like, you know what, at least let him go sit down for a year and 2 months. But because he's already sitting down, you guys are like, yeah, send him to jail. He's already in jail, in one of the most horrible jails imaginable. Where even like people in the government are like, yo, this is crazy. It's hot in the summer and cold in the winter. And people have been unalive there. Like, don't forget, he has been serving time. He's been sitting there for 14 months. If he would have got let out on bail, then had to come for sentencing October the 3rd, and if he would have said, you've been sentenced for 14 months, everybody would have been like, yeah, put him in for what he did to Cassie, yeah. He's still in there. Think about it like that and let me know. Felicia White says, off them DRUGs. I missed that. Felicia, okay. Robert says, Pamela, if he needed to do more time for how he treats women, maybe you should lobby law changes because you arguing something that wasn't trial related. Robert just said in a sentence what I said in 10 minutes because you know I'm long-winded, but again, yes, if you want something like that done, you have to go to Congress, you got to get laws passed. And again, I'm not saying that there should be, this could be an argument of why is there a statute of limitation? Why? Why, if we know he did that to Cassie, in 2016. Why? Because it's whatever the statute of limitations is, whether it's 5 or 7 years. Why isn't the statute of limitation 20 years? Why isn't it just unlimited? Yo, I saw that you did something. I have you on tape, bro. Yeah, you're going for that. That's a whole other conversation. That is not the law, and that is what Robert and I are trying to say. Somebody says, Josh, nobody is worried about Cassie. Puff is still a billionaire. Felicia said, everybody he dislikes is in danger. I don't agree with that. Somebody said Young Miami. Another person said Felicia White, stop lying on Diddy. Diddy is 99% a saint. Okay, I wouldn't say he's a saint, but let's not go there. Hey Tez, you have this that blue thing, I think, because you're a member, huh? Look at those membership emojis. Y'all sign up to my memberships, all right? Just somewhere. Oh, I should have put the link. I'll put the link after down here. Or you could go on to any other one of my videos, but I'll add it here after. Cassie is what started this whole trial in the first place. So she's #1 on the hit list, and he's not a billionaire. He never was a billionaire. Okay, we're playing semantics here. He was very close to being a billionaire. He was very rich. It's like when Kanye West said to that George Bush doesn't like black people. Like, that actually made him the safest person in the world. Like, Cassie can't be touched now. You know what I mean? Because it's like anything that happens to her, like, it's over for him. Are you kidding me? Like, and again, he might not get convicted, but everybody will think that it's him, and then he'll lose deals and lose this. Don't forget, Diddy is a money guy. Like, he's a money guy, right? Billionaire, not billionaire. He wants to come out, and he's lost a lot of money. He's renting out his plane to make money to pay his lawyers and stuff. Diddy wants to come out and get his name back. If you think Diddy is sitting down being like, Cassie, I'm gonna get you. Now listen, I'm not saying he's in love with Cassie and wants to date her ever again. I'm not saying that at all. But I don't think he's like, yo, she's on the list. This is what we're gonna do. Bro, Cassie has her 30 mil, 20 from him, 10 from the hotel. That's a joke money to Diddy. And I'm telling you, this is from what I hear and what I believe, Diddy is gonna use this situation, kind of like Trump, flip it, and I'm not saying he's gonna become the president of the United States, but he's gonna flip this, gain a base. It might not be the exact base he had before, but he's gonna gain a base, gain a following, and he's going to flip this. You've seen people, you know, revolutionize themselves. I don't know if that's the right word, but, you know, like rebrand themselves. You know, and listen, let's not take anything away. You hate him or not, but like, yo, Diddy has, you know, kept himself around in an industry that chews people up and spits them out. And Diddy's been around 25 years, right? Like, just, yo, he was with Young Miami, he has Revolt. Like, Diddy was still in there, Ciroc, all of that stuff. So, you know, don't think that he's gonna come out and not still be Diddy. And he's more popular than ever now. All right, Cassie is, okay, no. Who did he call back? I don't know what that means. Get the likes up. Look at Taz also with get the likes up. Get the likes up, let's go. Josh Ali Sean Combs is a billionaire. Trump is like him, so yes, I think he'll give him a pardon. Look, I don't even want to start that because people start dragging me when I start talking about a pardon. I told you guys that before, Nicole. First of all, back in November, I leaked some things to you guys, and I was like, yo, word on the street is that he's already talking to Trump. They just don't want to say it, and they'll let you guys know. And people were like, yo, this is clickbait, da-da-da-da-da-da. What happened 6 months later? Nicole Westmoreland was like, yo, we're talking to Trump. Like, come on. Like, I didn't even need sources to tell me that. Like, it's Diddy. He's known Trump for 25 years. When I told you guys that, back in November 2024, or I think it was like, you know, I was like November or October, I played you guys, like, I did a whole, like, 10 minutes of, like, their history, their friends. Like, they're not acquaintances. They used to be, like, boys, man. Like, of course. If all goes awry and he gets sentenced to 5 years, you best believe he will be going to his uncle Donald Trump and being like, bro, all right, I'm gonna be MAGA, I'm wearing the Make America Great Again hat, I'm wearing the Trump was right about everything hat. Like, what do you need me to do, bro? What do you need me to do? Anyways, I'm joking. I don't know if people do that, but Diddy, yo, what's Diddy's motto? Can't stop, won't stop. Diddy wakes up every morning, not depressed, not, oh my gosh, he wakes up every morning of like, yo, how am I gonna conquer this? How am I gonna beat this? How am I gonna use this? Like, you know, y'all know Diddy's personality, man. He's not sitting down at NBC crying. Believe me, trust me. And I've seen that man every day. I saw how he comes in that courtroom. He never came down. He never came in that courtroom one time with his head held down. He never looked sad. Nothing. Did he look stressed some days? Yeah, because some days look bad for him. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Was he super ecstatic when that Rico non-guilty? Yeah, he man turned around and fell down on his chair. It was a little performative, if I do say so myself. But yo, he gets off on these things, man. Like, this is what he does. All right. Somebody said exactly. You have arrived there early, Trent. Yo, Melva's in the building. Melva, I still feel bad that I wished you a late happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday, late. Somebody said he's not a billionaire. Hair Trent, you're the best at it. Thank you very much. Danny J. Sorry, bad pronunciation. That's public record. Melva is here, Trent. Yeah, I just saw her, Tez. What up, Melva? Great submission, Trent. Thank you very much, Timothy. Team Diddy. Oh, I see another Team Diddy in the building. Josh said, Diddy was nearly a billionaire, but now his net worth is most probably declined significantly. Yes, okay, I don't know why you guys are talking so much about his net worth, but from what I've heard, Diddy is worth now $500 million. $500 million, guys. Like, he's still doing all right. You know, I just heard today somebody say that they think his lawyer bills are around 25 mil to 30 mil. Paid Cassie 20 mil. You know, some other things like, you know, he still has a team and publicists and, you know, whatever he's doing in the background. Like, you know, even if he spent 100 mil on this, you know, he had to let go of Revolt or whatever, blah, blah. And, you know, the thing that's probably hurting him the most is his actual cash flow. A lot of people, well, I'm sure you guys know, you know, being worth $1 billion, you can have all your money in assets. You could be, you know, worth $3 billion, but then be cash poor, right? So that's, I think, the issues of what to liquidate to pay who off, to pay who what. But again, that's easy to go around to too. It's like, hey, I don't have the actual physical cash. Why am I gonna sell Bad Boy right now, but I'll give you 2% of Bad Boy, or I'll give you 1% of this, or whatever. We saw him let go of Revolt quickly. It wasn't a big cash cow, but we haven't heard anything about Bad Boy or whatever. But that's easy if you're not liquid. And again, this is Diddy. He's been up and down, and he's been doing this his whole life, right? So he will be back. Don't blame Sean Combs. I would try every legal tactic to be released immediately on a clean record. Joanne Anderson said that. Like, you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, I totally understand the people that are like, yo, keep him in there, whatever, blah, blah. But you gotta understand, the man is in jail and he has money and he has access and he has people and he has connections. Like, you would too, you know what I'm saying? And if you read the briefing, I don't know what's called, the briefing or the sentencing, whatever they're gonna present October the 3rd, if we get to October the 3rd, they say for the first time in 25 years, Diddy's been sober for the first time. And I believe that. I mean, he's in there. Maybe he could be sliding one or two things, but it's definitely not how the partying was before. And you know, sometimes some people need that, and you become awakened, and you're like, wow, like I didn't realize the place that I was in, and he could come back. He could come back, you know, a completely different person. You know, one of the things that I always highlighted that Jane Doe said that stuck out to me so much, and I really, if you saw the look on her face, she said that she believed that Diddy had a war going on in his mind. That's what she said she felt the most bad, and what she always wanted to be there and try to take care of him is because she saw the war going on in his mind, which was like, you got to think like the pressures, the things that he has seen, the things that he knows, the ups and downs, just the life. And, you know, we learned through trial, not making any excuses for him, but he dealt with that war in his mind with freak-offs, with DRUGs, with alcohol, with this and with that or whatever. So, you know, all that taken away for 14 months, and you get outside, there's no telling what he could do. The system is corrupt. Yeah, tell me about it. Hair looking tight, Trent. Thank you very much. Again, like I said, I can't take full credit. It was suggested to me by somebody, and I took their advice. But I like that you guys like it. Thank you. Why can't the judge give him a year and 5 months on paper? What's the problem? Why can't the judge give him a year and 5 months on paper? Sorry, why can't the judge give him a year and 5 years on paper? I don't understand that, because that doesn't work. If you get 5 years, you got to serve 5 years. You'll have to do at least what is it, 75% of your time? If you give him 5 years, he has to do 3. You can't just say, I'm gonna give you 5 and then, okay, go home. It doesn't work like that, if I'm understanding your question. Felicia said, give him 14 months. Yeah, I think time served. And again, I think you guys should really look at that analogy. It's always optics, right? The people that want Diddy to go to jail, if he would have gotten bail, which I think that he should have gotten bail, there's people that are out on bail that have done far worse, and it's been literally said by legal scholars, right? There's people that have unalived people and they get bail. So if you think Diddy is a danger to society, it's never been confirmed or even talked about in this courtroom that he unalived anybody. I know there's all the other blah, blah, blah in the background, but the judge can't take the stuff that he hears on blogs. He has to take only what he hears in court. And nobody said in court that Diddy unalived anybody. So how do some people that unalive somebody get bail, but Diddy doesn't? I think if Diddy would have gotten bail and he would have been out and now sentenced October the 3rd and gotten 14 months and then had to go and do 14 months, I think it would have been much better off for the world, because the people who think, hey, the Mann Act, you shouldn't get the 10 years or 5 years, you should get whatever, those people would have been happy. And then the people who were like wanted him to fall and suffer for Cassie, they would have been like, yo, I wanted him to get longer, but at least good for him, he has to sit down for 14 months. But you're not seeing that right now because you don't remember that every day he leaves his courtroom, he gets taken in shackles into a bus and he's sitting in a cell. Even, don't forget, when we got out to let out for lunch and when we got to do our thing, we would get back in court, I would hear the shackles come off and then the door would open and he would come through. So don't get it twisted. He's been a prisoner. Even the bailiffs would say that. They would be like, I'd be like, oh, is he able to do this? Or like, no, he's a prisoner. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, you're innocent to proven guilty, but he was not given bail, so he is a prisoner. He was brought in by 2 marshals and he was shackled all the time for 14 months. If you don't think that plays on somebody, and again, the point of jail and the point of all of this is to rehabilitate you and to make you not want to do this again, and as a deterrent. So that's why people are like, yo, when he gets out, he's gonna do all of these things. You think he wants to be back here again? And you think he wants to give them a second chance? I don't think Diddy's gonna OJ himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see in the next, couple of years, like, remember OJ went back to try to get his memorabilia stuff? Like, Diddy ain't gonna give them a chance to get him again, because he knows the slightest microscopic thing, it's over for him, like over. I promise you Diddy will be clean as a whistle when he gets out. Trust me. And he's gonna move so differently now. All these text messages and these and whatever. His circle is gonna be mad small, and just trust me, man. Just come on. Trey, you're doing a good job. Thank you, only Lord knows. Hey, Chris CF, my BK chef, what up? Robert Tinsley says, do more than a Google search. What? Do more than a Google search. It's public record. It listed assets and all. He's a billionaire. Okay, guys, Diddy is a billionaire. Whether it's 950 or whatever, he's a billionaire. Okay, let's move from that. Natasha's in the building. What up? What up? Somebody says, where you at? I'm here. Terry Thompson said, Rule 29, Mr. Diddy, he is touched by God. God is good all the time. Amen. Wow, let's hide the truth from the public. Okay, I don't know what that means, but thanks for your comment, Brandy. Somebody said exactly. Where is he getting the money though? From his bank account and his assets? Yo, Diddy's got assets, huh? Like, don't get it twisted. All right, Chris F said, didn't you make a statement about Diddy buying up evidence before he was arrested, but after the raid? Huh? Last year, didn't I make a statement about Diddy buying up evidence? Did I say that? Hey, I wouldn't put it past him. Like, come on. Yo, you know what talking about evidence, why did Diddy have all of those things in his house? Well, you know what, comes to think about it, there was no evidence that convicted him. And everything that they found in those raids, Diddy was convicted of the Mann Act, right? Which is transporting, and that was not anything they found in his house, that was things they found in text messages, so, but maybe he did buy up the evidence. Who knows? We're never gonna really know. And that's just like what Robert said. whether he brought up all the evidence, maybe, like I already told you guys today, like there's background, this, favors or whatever. Yo, I'm not here to say if those things are true or not. You guys hear when I say it's alleged, this is alleged, I don't know. We'll never know what evidence was. We'll never know what Diddy did every day in his life. We'll never know. But what we do know is what the biggest court in the world, one of the biggest prosecutors in Maureen Comey, who took down Ghislaine Maxwell, who's the best of the best, and she had the full weight and support of the government behind her, and she couldn't convict Diddy of RICO. That's all I'm here to talk about. That's the only reason why I'm in this trial, to talk about that. We could talk all day about everything else. The facts are, they did not present enough evidence to a jury, and the jury spoke. So I don't know what happened to the evidence. I'm not here to say that, man. I don't hang out with Diddy every day. I don't know what he did. Somebody said, salute, free Diddy. I gotta start saying so much. You guys watch it back in here, every 2 seconds. Denote Nash, the witnesses and former hairstylist just filed lawsuits against Diddy. Yeah, I can't wait till these civil trials get going, man, because, you know, I think he might pay some of them off, like, quickly, just to, you know, have them be quiet, but we'll see where this goes. Let that man go home. Free Diddy, exactly. You're right. Brooklyn conditional is terrible. Hold on, let me just check my battery. 1 second. Okay, I'm at 9%. If I have to keep going, I'll just have to unplug the microphone and put the battery pack in. But we should be good for another 5 or 10 minutes. Guys, I'm looking. Ben is not here, man. Very disappointed in you, Ben. Diddy deserves a good 5 years. Not losing all his money was a win. All right, respect your opinion. I particularly think like a year, I think that's good. I think 5 years for transporting a male escort from Atlanta to New York, I think that's crazy work to send a man for 5 years for that. That's crazy. But again, the judge gets to look at everything that was presented at trial, not proven, but not disputed. So maybe that bumps it up to a 2 year. You know what I mean? Maybe it does. Felicia said, if he's going to be let out, then R. Kelly should be let out. What? Felicia, come on, that's nonsense. But I appreciate your comment. Latoya Sanders says, good morning, Trent. A lot of cray-cray in here. The locals that think he blessed by God. I truly pray for you. He is evil. Whatever happens in the dark must come to light. Love you, Trent. Stay safe. All right, thank you, Latoya. Love you too. I can't argue with anything that you're saying, right? What's in the darkness might come to light. Okay, but I was in the courtroom every day and I saw what the government brought to light, and it wasn't enough to convict him at the end of the day. Different situation. Are you coming back in 4 hours so Ben could finally say hello? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. It's kind of hot out here, and I'm getting hungry, but maybe I will. If I could, there's a bee flying around here. Maybe if I could drum up some more information. You guys know I don't like coming here wasting your time, so I might come back. And to see Ben, for sure. All right, let me see here. Context matter, the violence, coercion, bribery. Is it not just fly out prostitutes, which is what he occurred on a regular industry? Okay, but they didn't prove bribery. They didn't prove coercion. That I get it wasn't, I know it wasn't denied, but they didn't prove that, enough to a jury. So I know you heard it. I know you heard the testimony. Again, if this was your son on trial and somebody who doesn't like him, we know they don't like him. We know Kid Cudi doesn't like him. We know Cassie and him were beefing, and they say, oh, my son did all this, and your son's like, no, I didn't do it, or they're lying on me, or they're exaggerating, how would you feel? Like, you gotta take those things into consideration. 2 queen, 1 king said, ooh, 2 queens, 1 king. Trent, hello, and the chat. I'm new to the chat. I normally catch the replay. Love your content. Thank you very much, 2 queens, 1 king. Felicia said, powerful than Jay-Z. Tez said, no coffee. Tez, you don't want me to have coffee? I'm gonna get coffee tomorrow morning. You can bet on that. When I record tomorrow, I will be having my big Starbucks in my hand. By the way, like side note from Diddy, I only started drinking coffee doing the Diddy trial, because I was literally going to bed at like 1 and waking up at 3 and sleeping for 2 hours. And I would come here and I'd be like, yo, let me try this whole coffee thing. And although I still don't believe coffee wakes you up, I will tell you guys something. Since I've been home after the Diddy trial, I've had a coffee every morning. I actually have 2 cups, because I'm used to drinking the tall or venti or whatever. So I have a percolator. My mother gave it to me, because I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this coffee stuff. Oh, actually, she gave it to me from when I have guests over. Anyways, so I'm a coffee drinker now. It's official. All right, back to Diddy. As he should, Rule 29. Head on the swivel at all times. Yep. Okay, hold on, let me go to some. Cassandra said the government was able to get, The government was able to get the Mann Act charges because of the SCX trafficking charge. Since he beat the charge, then the Mann Act charges should be dismissed. Hold on, let me reread that. The government was able to get the Mann Act charges because the SCX trafficking charge, since he beat that charge, the Mann Act charges should be dismissed. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, because the government was able to get the Mann Act charges because the SCX trafficking charges, since he beat that charge, the Mann Act is simply transportation. SCX, force, fraud, and coercion, that is force, fraud, and coercion. That is what Cassie said. Hey, I'm on the plane. He showed me one of my freak-off tapes, and he said, if I don't do a freak-off, then he's gonna show it to me. That's coercion. Or putting hands on Jane and then saying, yo, you need to come out and do a freak-off. That is force. All the Mann Act is transportation of a prostitute. That's it. It could be your bestie, best friend of all times. It doesn't have to have any sort of force, fraud, or coercion behind it. So, Diddy knows he's guilty of that. You know what I mean? They're not even trying to fight that, really. I mean, they have so much proof on that. Free Sean, send him home to his family. Rochelle Green said he can't get the word out while in jail. Of course he can, trust. Are you kidding? Yo, there's big GANGERs inside that are like running things outside. Are you kidding me? Diddy already paid the big price, no matter what happens today or at his sentencing. Just saying, judge should also listen to those more than 50 personal letters of people that only experienced good. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but you got to be fair. And yes, the Bomba Claude. Yo, this big branch just dropped on this guy's car. Super weird. Yo, New York, man, you always got to be attentive, man. You don't have to just watch out for people and for rats. You got to watch out for dropping branches. What the hell? What the helly? What was I saying now? I don't even remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Let me read something. Oh, the letters. So, okay, there was 50 letters of only good experiences. Well, a lot of those people are his people, so of course his mom's gonna write him a nice letter. Of course Young Man is gonna write a letter. But on the flip side, the judge also gets letters from the prosecution. The prosecution just doesn't send it out to media, and it doesn't go out to all the blogs. So there's letters from Cassie, there's letters from, a bunch of people on that side saying he's a danger, and they feel like they're threatened if he gets let out. So you gotta be fair. He should get out. By the way, when he got arrested, he wasn't getting arrested for freak-offs. I understand he wasn't getting arrested for freak-offs, but he was about to do a freak-off. The room was set up. He had Astroglide, he had baby oil, he had DRUGs, and all of that stuff. How are you under investigation and you have those things in your hotel room, sir? This guy's crazy. Diddy is cray. I'll tell you that. As much as I am, in the middle, reporting stuff, just keeping it real or whatever, you gotta keep it real. Like, bro, your house is raided in Miami? And the feds are watching you, so much so that your lawyers are in communication. Sorry, let me just check my thing. Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta take this mic off and charge because I don't want this to die. Hold on. This is too low. We are at only 4%. Hold on. I'm taking off the mic. Sorry, guys, you'll still be able to hear me, but I will charge my phone. Hold on. Charge, please. Hey, why isn't this charging? Okay, whew. Imagine I lose this whole live. Okay, whew. Got a little scare there. Yeah, hold on. I just want to make sure. I gotta make sure that line goes up. Say, sorry guys. I hope you guys can still hear me. I know you can. What was I saying? Let me read. Yeah. Sorry. This is what I was saying, and maybe I'll end it off now so that we're not like, I don't lose this. So I really want to post it up on the page. What I was saying is that if you know that the feds are watching you, your lawyers are speaking with them, you're telling them you're in New York, you're telling them you're ready to turn yourself in. You know who I would be chilling with? My kids and my family and my mom. I'd be like, yo, when you come for me, I am going to be chilling. That's what's going to be in the news. Diddy at home watching 90 Day Fiance with his mother and his children. He was captured changing baby Love's diaper. That's what I would have done. So they can't say, well, sir, we caught you in your hotel room while you're under investigation with all of these DRUGs and Astroglide and all that stuff looking like, you know, someone's coming over for a little freaky deaky rendezvous. Like, you got to be smarter than that. But again, Diddy's a billionaire. He's used to having all this access and all this stuff, right? So, okay, it's charging. I don't have to cut it. Woo, that scared me, y'all. We're back at 7%. Hey. Oh, man, I missed y'all, yo. I really did, man. I love this. I know you guys want me to do more lives more often, and I will try to, but yeah, I missed this. All right, let's get back to the comments, seeing that I have more time to just chill with y'all and do nothing. Hey. Diddy and his attorneys admitted he put hands and he was violent. He should stay in there. Okay, we talked about that already. That's not fair because that's not what he was charged for. If he was charged for DV or being violent, yes, we all agree he should be in there, but that's not what he's being charged for. Elizabeth, you could just go back after we post this and go back and watch. I break that down. No, he shouldn't. Somebody said that part. Diddy treated everyone's daughter and sister like that, then the people would change their tune about Diddy. Fair point. Not finding his behavior at all. Hold on, sorry. Hold on, let me close my bag. We're in New York City. Hold on. Oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this? Hold on one sec, guys. Hold on. Oops. Okay, sorry. What did I just read? What did I just read? Changing his behavior. Okay, I don't remember. I think he should be pardoned. That's the easy way out. Yeah, ultimately, like, he has options. He's Diddy. He has options. Tasha DJ said, that's a fact, though. Diddy, a changed man. Imagine 25 years of non-stop billionaire status, DRUG use. This is not the same man. Come on. It's impossible that's the same man. 1000%. Now we see why victim number 3 disappeared. We see how billionaires change public opinion. Hey, and by the way, not only did she disappear, but she actually even sent in a letter to the judge to let him out. Let's not get that twisted. And she revealed herself. I'm not even going to do it here, but she revealed herself. She was like, hey, I'm victim number 3, and he was this, he was amazing, he was da-da-da, you should let him out. Let's. Now, was that money? Was it whatever? I'm not going to say, but y'all could say. Diddy Diddy is most probably paying everyone off so they don't hurt him. So Melva said, okay, Judge Trent. Lisa said, well, see the positive in others. Melva is here, Trent. Yeah, I saw that. Did I go back up? All members give a shout out. All members get shout out on your lives. Yes, definitely. You can see it right beside your name. The members. Shout out to all the members. Bam, 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 bam. Don Reeves, York member. Don from Dallas, what up? Somebody said bonehead. All right, who is this Cardell? I might have to block them. Free Diddy. There are people that have done worse and it hasn't been any issues. Tez said at Melva. Yeah, he's distracted. Talking about fellow out louders. Tasha, DJ, what up? Free Puff. I'm not a member. I just admire TOL for having the courage to believe in the good in people, also powerful people. That is more difficult than predicting hell and fire on Judgment Day. Thank you very much. I love that you guys are I love like the out louders are talking amongst out louders. I think Chrissy sent me something the other day, like a DM, and she's like, hey, we should all get together on a live one day. And like, I don't know if we should do a public or should we do members only. I think Chrissy was saying we should do it like members only and like get to know each other and talk, and then we could also like put it out there. That's a really good idea. I'm gonna see if we could do it on YouTube and then just have it live where we are all talking and then people could see it. Maybe we could do that on a public channel, but only the members could talk. That'd be fun. And I think Chrissy said maybe we could do it on Zoom and then we put it out on YouTube after. We will see. I'll work on that. All right. Let me get through New York first. Somebody said Ted Bundy, Diddy. Hold on. Diddy's crimes were bad, but thank goodness he wasn't on their kind of time. He could have done worse. Okay, well, I get what you're saying, Barbara, but he still did some pretty bad things, but I get what you're saying. Felicia said Cassie's husband is the one Cassie needs to be worried about. Facts, Felicia. I agree, Trent. Sean will be fine. By the way, he's not a billionaire now. He's still not broke. Okay, we've debunked the billionaire conversation. Here, we shall see. Tasha C. No, not Uncle Donald. All right, Lee says, I think Puff was willing to change his ways already when he changed his name to Love, but perhaps needed a push in the right direction. The judge is black. He's not black, by the way. He should be extra fair. The judge is Indian. He's not black. And look, again, just to be fair, Diddy changing his name to Love, giving people back their publishing, Diddy knew what was coming down the pipeline. He knew what was coming. So he was, giving people back their publishing, allegedly to not get them to testify and do all that stuff. Like, Diddy knew this was coming. This Cassie thing that we found out November 2023, that's crazy. It's in this November, it's going to be 2 years since Cassie came out. Don't forget, she came out in November 2023. They were probably talking for like a year, maybe a year and a half, even 2 years before. So that brings us to 2021. So go back to where the love came from, and he knows that, like, okay, maybe Cassie might be doing something. She's talking. They made little offers. He just decided that November to be like, what, you want 20 mil? Please get out of here, and didn't pay her off. Trust me, he regrets it now, because I'm sure if he would have saw what was coming down the pipeline, he would have given her 50 million, but he thought, hey, I'm Diddy, I'll be able to beat this, and it just exploded, and it got the Fed's attention, etc. Look how they did Bill Cosby. Okay, we're not going to touch on Bill Cosby. I think that's a little bit different. How do you get a RICO and you the only one charged? Well, that's a yes, but don't forget, what was her name? What's his partner's name? BB? No, what's her name? Cece? It's been so long. Something Capricorn. Cece. Anyways, y'all know who I'm talking about. Don't forget, she was also. Did they indict her? Anyways, we know that they could have charged her, right? You know that she was a co-conspirator up in there. So yes, I get what you're saying, but they could have brought that indictment anytime they wanted to. Cassie has $30 million. She can hire security. Facts. Maybe this was what he needed to get his act together, because he was on a lot of DRUGs, extremely freaky. Totally agree with you. Thank you, TOL, for giving us the real tea. You're welcome, no problem. Why are you watching a man's pocket? He has more than all y'all mofos. Who is this Cardell person that's talking? Y'all weird. I don't know, guys. Should I block this Cardell person? Because if I see one more like negative comment, this is a forum and a community that, like, we're open to each other. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but Cardell Passmore. I always say things from both sides. There's people here who are Diddy, not Diddy or whatever, but this is still a community and we talk nice to everybody, including me, all right? So don't be telling people that they're weird and all of this stuff in here, please, because I don't want to block you, but I will if I have to. Puff's son, Christian, is spending his dad's money. His girlfriend, if Puff get out, he won't have much, and his son is spending. I think they got enough to go around. Trust. He needs DRUG rehabilitation. I think they said that he is doing rehab already inside, so I think he's all right with that. Diddy needs to do something that will redeem him and make people think otherwise. Just trust me. Diddy has an excellent publicist. He has an excellent team. Like, when he gets out, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be the 3rd, or whether it be in a year from now, they will rebrand, remake, the interview, the change, the family man. He will take this as a full rebranding. He's only 55 years old. Again, I'm not saying he's going to come back and be the president of the United States, but he is going to make a big shift. It's not going to be the Diddy that we know, and he's going to go into a whole other level. He'll make back his money, and he'll be fine. Just trust me. That's not even a question in my head. I'm not saying I want that for him. I know that people think that he's not a great person, but you know, you got to just think the push that's behind him and the money and the access that he has. You know, he's been doing it for 20, 30 years, right? So what will he get if he gets out? He will probably get probation. There is a remedy for that. Yeah, if he gets out on time, well, if he gets out on time served, I still think he'll have some probation, but like that's what I said, what I've been hearing from people that I've been speaking to is that that's exactly why he doesn't want to get to October the 3rd. He doesn't want probation. He doesn't want a blemish on his record. He made it to being a billionaire at 55 years old, bobbing and weaving through the streets of Harlem and New York City without having to be on probation. He doesn't want that on his record. He doesn't want that at all. So, you know, we'll see tomorrow. Somebody said sober now. Tracy C gave me some hugs and kisses. Mwah. Kisses back, Tracy C. It was okay for Diddy to do the millionaire painful things to others. Shine, did how many years for him, but can't handle even 5 years? Let's not get into Shine. Can you get a sequel to Get Him to the Greek? Look at both sides and more than 50 letters. I definitely believe that cause do definitely need more detox. Guys, I'm gonna go to 90 minutes. I want to do an hour and a half with y'all. Okay, let's talk. Who's this Kirk that put bananas and watermelons? Yo, block. Remove. See you later, Kirk. Oh, hold on. Let me block him. How do you block the person? Hide user from this channel. Yeah. Deuces, bro. Here we go. He's done 4 months but deserves a few years. 14 months but deserves 4 years. Lisa Herbo says, Judge might not do the number 1, but Judge needs to make a... Whoa. Am I frozen? Yo, what happened? Yo, guys, I don't know why I just froze. Hello. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? What's happened? Okay, hold on. Just wait for it to come back. Wait 1 second. Stay there. Can you guys hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up if you hear me? Oh, come on. You can hear me. Okay, if you can hear me, that's good. Just give it a sec. I'm sure it's going to come back. I just wanted to... Okay, you can hear me. Okay, I'm going to keep reading comments. I just blocked this person. I know I shouldn't have blocked that person. Damn it. You're frozen. You can hear me. Okay, I'm going to keep on reading the comments because I really want to take the next 7 minutes. And I'm sure I will come back on, okay? I'm sure. I have confidence. I still have power. I still have everything. So I'm sure we will be able to get this fixed. Oh my gosh. Hope I don't lose this. Anyway, somebody said, you're nice. I'm going to just keep it going. He'll be free tomorrow. Michelle says, wow, the trial done drove you to drink coffee. Facts. I'm back, Trent. That was loneliness. I had to change the name from Felicia. All right. I like your personality and motor mouthing skills. Thank you very much. Guys, it's going to be unfrozen soon. Do not worry. All right. I will be back. Do not worry. Feds want a safe face. They want a safe face. That is what he's doing. Feds don't want to look stupid. Totally agree with that. Feds, too hot for coffee. Guys, stay with me. Don't go anywhere, okay? I know it's still frozen. Just stick with me, please. Do not leave. Let me see something. No. I don't know why. It just did that. Yeah, I'm so mad. Yeah, still here. Let that boy go ASAP. Thanks, Gladys Knight. Thumbs up. Okay, most of you are still here, so I'll just keep on reading. I don't know why it's frozen. I'm so mad. You can hear us, but you're frozen. Yes, you are. I can hear you. Thumbs up. Okay, good, good, good. I agree. He's going to come back. Did he do something? No matter what he does, just keep coming back to watch him. Trent live. Love it. Jessica says love it. Somebody said block him. I blocked him. And now, oh yeah, somebody, the girl's name who I was remembering was CC, Capricorn Clark. Thank you guys. You see why I was afraid to block somebody? Because as soon as I blocked that person, now the screen is frozen. Sucks. And look at the screen frozen. It looks like Drake with the pouty lips. That's horrible, yo. Ben comes after 5 p.m. Capricorn Clark, thank you for telling me. Nice braids, Trent. Thank you, Candy. I love that you guys are still hanging in there. Don't log off. Stay with me till 90 minutes, okay, guys? We have 4 more minutes and 30 seconds. Stay with me. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to keep reading. And next time, I'm not going to block anybody because it froze anything. Go ahead. Great job, Trent. I can't wait for tomorrow. Thank you. I'll be in Canada this weekend. We trade in places, all right? What does he got caught in his hotel with and stuff? And so they probably looking, why should he get out? You know, he got caught in his hotel room with DRUGs, Astroglide, a bunch of them, all the paraphernalia for freak offs. That's what he got caught with. It's crazy work, yo. It's crazy work. See, my camera is like, it's orange at the top. Oh, so mad. Anyway, stick with me, guys. 4 more minutes, okay? Well educated. I feel exactly the same. Next person said, Lisa Herbo, please note that what'd she say? Please note, I was once very proud of Diddy and hope he can come back and truly be a reformed man. Somebody said, are you an island boy? You're saying that from my post. That's hilarious. Can hear you better now. Oh, you heard me better when I took the microphones off? I'm going to ask you guys tomorrow if you hear me better with the microphones off, okay? Hold on, let me see something if I press this. No. Oh, no. Oh, hold on. Yo, guys, I'm back. Hey, hey, hey. Come on. Go, Trent. Go, Trent. Yeah! I got scared there for a second. Yo, guys, I'm back, right? You can see me because I'm moving around. Hold on, let me scroll all the way down. Can you see me? I'm back! Yo, you know I never fold, I never break, I never surrender. That's what I do. I don't know. I think when I went to block, and then, you know when you're on your phone and, like, the camera is green and it went to orange, but then there's a little camera thing that I could see on the side. Next time that happens, please tell me. Hey, Hip Act is here. Strawberry Daiquiri's in the building. Yo, I love that my Out Louder team, my Out Louder community is here, man. And I think that's Hip Act. I think that's Strawberry Daiquiri, right? Hip Act, is that you, Strawberry Daiquiri? And I think you signed up, I think, to membership Out Louder family. So thank you for the lunch. Appreciate you, if you are Strawberry Daiquiri. Can't stop, won't stop. Yep. All right, let me get back to the comments and I'll scroll back down, see if I missed anything. Tell Diddy, help Diddy, God is good. Okay, yeah. Can he be tested by the judge like random DRUG testing to show he is trying to do better? Of course, for sure. Again, if he gets the case thrown out tomorrow, then it's like he was completely innocent and never charged, so no. But if he gets sentenced on October the 3rd, trust me, if he gets let out on October the 3rd during sentencing and it's time served, it's going to be time served, give up your passport, you cannot travel. Look at what happened to Young Thug. Young Thug got let out on time served, what was it, like 2 years or something like that? Young Thug was not allowed back in Atlanta. I think he's not allowed in Atlanta for like 15 years, which is crazy work. He cannot do this, he cannot do that, whatever, blah, blah. Like, that's the thing. Even if he gets let out, it's the probation. That's why I keep telling you, like, yo, he could come out tomorrow because that's what Diddy really wants, and that's what he is working for. That man does not want to go home and have to be shackled at home and can't do anything and can't do this, and he's stifled. That's still a win for the prosecution in his head, and you know that Diddy doesn't want nobody to beat him on nothing. But very good question. Somebody said overheating. Trent says, why are you looking at me like that? I know, that frozen face was horrible. It was Drake duck lips. Somebody said, continue, Trent. You're good. Thank you very much. Let my boy go ASAP. Gladys Knight. Blah, 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 blah. Frozen. Yup. We can hear you. But okay, let me pass all of this. Let me see if I have any questions. Did he can do with all he wanted to do? I don't understand that. No matter what he does, it's just gonna catch back all up with him. Okay. Capricorn Clark. Ben comes out at 5. Okay, I think I got to that. Somebody said threesomes are not against the law. That's hilarious. But by the way, let's just close on this. As much as we say things about prostitution or whatever, at the end of the day, prostitution is illegal. We're talking about laws, and we're talking about, hey, he's charged for this and charged for that. As much as people do it, prostitution is not a legal thing. Prostitution is illegal. So threesomes are not illegal, no. But when you pay somebody to do a threesome with you, it is illegal. And then with the Mann Act, that was an act that they found out their butts, then it's the violation of the Mann Act, and it's SEX trafficking, paying somebody to cross state lines to do an act. So it is still technically illegal. Let's just not get it twisted. Although that's another question for another day. Should prostitution be legal with 2 consenting adults? Hey, like Robert said, and I've been saying, you want something like that passed, go to your courthouse or whatever and have that changed. Okay, guys, I got to the 90 minutes. Let's see tomorrow if we could get to, I'll try to do 2 hours. I'll try to do an hour and 20. Is it an hour and 20? Yeah, an hour and 20. That'll be fun. I think we did good, though. I wasn't even sure I could get out a whole hour or whatever, but blessings to you guys and always giving me, things to talk about and content and all that stuff. Love y'all, man, and love seeing my family out here. Oh, let me go back to see Hip Act. Yeah, so Hip Act is strawberry daiquiri. Yes. Love strawberry daiquiri. Thank you. Tez also too signed up for Out Louder Family. Yeah, there's Out Louder, and then I think the next one is Out Louder Family. It's the same membership for those. I'm going to put it in a link here who wants to sign up to memberships and become an Out Louder. There's different levels. You get access to the same, but there's like little fun ones. So you're a family, Out Louder Proud or whatever. It's like buy Trent lunch, buy Trent dinner. So thank you, Tez and Strawberry Daiquiri. Love you for that. I hope you didn't mind me exposing that, but I don't think you mind. I have your first book with me at work today. What? Oh yeah, Natasha, I saw that picture that you DM me, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I didn't even realize that my books were still on Amazon, to be honest with you. I'm working on something right now, so they're on there, but they're also going to be limited because I'm working on something with those books right now. But Natasha, thank you for buying them, and I really hope you like them. Come back in the chat and let me know. Obviously not right now. Let me know what you think about them, and I hope you do like them. See you tomorrow while at work. You're talking, of course you can. All right. Love y'all very, very much. Just to know, my regular daily listeners, of course, there will not be a recorded show today. This was today's show. I didn't bring any of my equipment with me. Tomorrow, of course, I'll be giving you a live AM. If they're staying there long enough, there will be a lunch. So I'll come out at lunch, and then I'll give you a recap at the end of the day. So potentially 2 or 3 lives tomorrow. Court is at 11, so they'll probably bring us in around 10. I'll probably go live maybe 8-ish, 8:30, hopefully with some more content for you guys. Sign up to the memberships. We're doing behind-the-scene access, vlogs, think pieces, conversations. Really having a lot of fun with that. What else? And also, you sign up for Aura. If you ever bought anything online and you're worried about having your information out there, sign up for Aura. They can take all your information, your cell phone, credit card, all that stuff that's flying around in the air. They can take that off for you for free for 14 days in the link below. I love y'all. I'm back in NYC. I told y'all I'll be back, yo. I love y'all. I'll see you maybe later on today, but in case there's nothing, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging with me. Peace.